Hello everyone. So, what do you need to know today? This is personal because the cards I pulled affect me too. I'm using a new deck. So I have the Badass Tarot deck here, and then I'm using an oracle card from the Telepathy Oracle. First up, we have Judgment. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's a Barbie, I know. These are pretty cool cards, and they've I read with them as soon as I got them, and they were really great. But this is about judgment. You see the Barbie's getting judged. It's not about looks. It's not about looks. Your secondary card is the Lovers. This is a powerful reading, guys, because these are both major arcana. These are major life events that are happening with you guys. I say major life event, I think it's one. For those of you that do find this reading, I'm going to share my personal experience. I have been on my journey, well, basically my whole life. I have always been a sensitive, a psychic, whatever you want to call it. I've trusted my intuition for a long time, but I wasn't aligned with my spiritual journey right away. Sometimes I would get away from it. There's always a line, and then sometimes you go around that line. Sometimes you veer off and you do other things. Think of it like a video game. There's always side quests and distractions, but there's always that main thing that you're supposed to do. That main storyline. So with the Judgment card, let me explain. You're being judged on how you love yourself. So let me explain that even in more depth. My personal experience, I was recently judged. You know, I was given a group to run, and I enjoyed that from a friend, but the friend had to step away due to illness. I couldn't afford to take over the meetup fees and things like that. It's expensive. When you think about the Zoom account and the meetup fees, it's pretty exorbitant now. But what I do want to tell you is that someone that was supposed to be a friend stepped up to take the group. They told me that they were a placeholder, that it was my group, and I said, no, you're paying for it. It's your group. No. They were like, no, it's your group, you know, and my intention is to give it back to you when you could raise the funds for it. And, you know, I just didn't want to lose the group. It was a great group. It started off great. It seemed like there was a lot of love and light and good intentions and all that, and then everything changed. I'm being judged. I'm being judged on the way that I love myself, self-care, and on my journey. I'm being judged, and I feel like those of you who find this reading, you're being judged too. And so basically, I've being told that, like, what I'm doing in my spiritual journey, I've come a long way in the last 2 to 3 years. A long way. I recognize that for myself. I've been in therapy for a few years, and I'm getting close to discharge now, which is great. That means I'm making progress. And I'm definitely going to trust the professional over someone who doesn't know anything about it, who hasn't listened to me talk about it clearly. But you must be careful on the spiritual journey. There are people that some would say are false spiritual people. Those that don't take care of themselves are, I'm going to quote something that was insinuated about me. People who don't, I said spiritual practitioners who don't take care of themselves, who don't practice self-care and follow their journey and do the healing and the shadow work and all that. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. It's just annoying. But for one, people who don't do that properly, don't take care of themselves, are dangerous. And this person was supposed to be a healer. And let me tell you, I didn't feel any healing. I'm grateful for the time that we spent together in the beginning. I know the intentions were good then, but I could literally feel things like soured pretty quickly and unexpectedly. I was accused of, you know, different things, passive aggressiveness, and, you know, I guess taking away the spotlight or different things. And it wasn't my intention by any means. I was led to believe that we were part of a team and that we were a collective. So with that being said, like, I got judged on how I was taking care of myself. I am technically a Reiki master, but I did that early on and realized that's not the modality that I was called to do in this life. You can go and do anything you want. I was called to tarot, to mediumship, to channeling, and I love it. I love doing this. I love doing the oracle cards and all of this. The Reiki only held my attention for a while. It's important to a degree, but I got away from practicing it because a lot of my readings, a lot of other spiritual people were like, oh, I get that you need to like start looking into sound and you need to start looking into these other modalities. I'd like to learn pendulums. I do dowsing rods. I do a lot of things, guys. So with you guys chiming in here, I just want to say I'm sharing my experience because I feel like you're going through the same thing. Don't let people judge you on how you live your life and how fast or slow your process is or anything. I was accused of not healing, and I feel fantastic. I've had some ups and downs, but life is a roller coaster. We always have this stuff. And I've had issues with friends or family, and it goes up and down. Someone told me that recently in a reading that I would learn to adapt and enjoy the highs and lows of life. That, you can handle it. And I've been handling it pretty well. I've learned to detach. Therapy has been a huge help. But I was accused of not being healed, and I was told to go get a therapist, which is funny because this person should have known me. They didn't know me very well, to be fair, but they'd heard me talk about it, and that tells me they weren't listening. So, don't let people judge you on where you're at. It is okay. You can learn as fast and slow as you want. If you feel like you need to heal, see a professional. If you are on a spiritual journey, then do that shadow work if you want, or look into it, or get a reading, but get more than one reading. Don't let one person tell you that you're broken and can't, and tell you how to fix yourself. Nobody should be shoulding you, technically. And I know I'm telling you this now, but I'm not shoulding you. You do what you want. But I'm just saying be careful of who's out there and who's telling you what to do. You are an individual human being. You have free will. If you have a message from God or Gaia or your spirit guides or angels or the universe is trying to tell you something, you'll get that message if you're meant to. And it's up to you whether you want to follow it. We do have the free will, and if it's meant to be, it will be. But your telepathy oracle card, reconciliation. Learn to reconcile with yourself. And this, man, I took that kind of personally, but you know what? You're okay. Reconcile with yourself. I questioned myself because I was spiritually gaslighted here and made to feel like there was something wrong with me. And I'm like, do I need healing? And as someone who's been in therapy, I will question myself. I will ask myself, do I need these things? I'll start researching and looking into it and asking whether I'm asking a doctor, a psychiatrist, or if I'm asking other people in the spiritual community to read. Not one other person told me I needed to heal. In fact, spirit themselves told me that I was right where I needed to be. If I'm meant to do something, I will. I'm always healing, but it's kind of one of those things that I guess it wasn't good enough for someone else. But you know what? Not my problem. It's not my problem. I cut that person off. They're done. It's over. I don't want them in my life. And I encourage you to do whatever is best for you. Reconcile with yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. But, it's your choice to do it when and how you want to do it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, guys. Thanks. Good luck.